Oh my gosh, here we are. It is exciting as ever. We are about to hear from a speaker who is just a good friend of mine because they're a wonderful person. Now, I could tell you how much you're going to love it, or I can let you discover it on your own. Today's speaker is Rin Oliver. They have a hidden
Hi.
talent for making candles, which I can vouch for. I've seen the pictures, and if there's such a thing as kind of like a candle thirst trap, that's what I would describe it as. Uh, and I just am excited for them to get started. Rin, thank you so much for being here. And everyone in all the chats, please give a very, very warm welcome to Rin Oliver.
Thank you so very much. I really appreciate it. It's great to be here and welcome to my talk. We are here for building resilience, strong foundations, and community, which is wonderful. And before I begin, I'll give you a little bit about me and we can hopefully learn why I'm here. So, as Katie said, my name is Rin Oliver. I'm non binary. I use they, them pronouns. I am multiply neurodivergent. I am a technical community builder at Camunda. Pretty awesome place to work. Love it. We are hiring. Please check us out, camunda.com. I am a advocate of the open source community. I am a previous contributor to Kubernetes, Spinnaker, and a whole lot more. You may have seen me at KubeCon's past, and I am the current Cake Night Cookie Fight Kubernetes contributor celebration bake-off champion. If you are ever interested in a bake-off throwdown, please do feel free to get in touch with me. All of the illustrations on my slides were hand drawn by my wife, who is at O_Zabethi on Twitter. Please feel free to follow her. I'm sure she would love that very much. So for this talk, we're going to talk about a few core themes here, and Rolled going to help us out because Rolled is adorable. We're going to explore what resilience is on a broad spectrum. We're going to think about building that resilience. When times get tough, what can you do? We're going to determine what resilience means when you're building a community. We're going to learn how to create strong building blocks for a thriving digital community. And we're going to connect in unconventional ways, such as in Animal Crossing. So, what is resilience? Good question. It's the ability to withstand stressful, traumatic, and challenging situations. It's not a roller coaster. There's not going to be ups and downs here. Don't think of it that way. It's a journey, not a sprint, and you can't judge your path by somebody else's in any way. Resilience is an ongoing journey that's complex and deeply personal, and it also involves inner strength and outside resources, which help you build resilience. Resilience helps you, again, to utilize your unique strengths to overcome challenges and work through setbacks. So you can build resilience, like our buddy Rolled here, crushing a workout, because we all know Rolled likes to pump iron. That's his main shtick. He's adorable that way. And you can do this in a couple of ways. First things first, be kind to yourself. Practicing self-compassion is a great way to build resilience. Treat yourself kindly, be nice to yourself, say nice things to yourself, and make sure that overall you're just treating yourself nicely, especially in this Panic at the Disco, panini, whatever you want to call it. Just be kind to yourself. You should also try writing things down. You can reframe how your thoughts play out by writing them down, reading it out, and reframing the situation. That really, I find, helps me. And you can also face your fears, and if it helps you, find some purpose, whatever that may be. For me, it's making candles, making wax melts. And if you need it, you can seek help. You can embrace technology to help with positive habit building and mental health. I like apps such as Sandvelo, Habatica, Forest, and Headspace. I also like having friends around. Social support, super helpful. Find your friends, find your social network, connect with people when you can, when it's safe to go outside, and try to, find friends, whether it's online, in games, and just overall talk to people. Also, building emotional regulation techniques helps as well. And that can look like meditation, mindfulness, or even going for a run, whatever helps you feel better at the end of the day. And also, again, going to go back to that positive affirmations, self-compassion, really helpful and helps you to build resilience long-term. Just overall building your resilience up and making sure that you're continuously improving on your own resilience is really important and can help you overall just be nicer to yourself and be a little more resilient and able to bounce back if something does go wrong. Here's what resilience isn't. And Dottie is going to help us with that as well. Being resilient, of course, doesn't mean that you're never going to experience pain. You're never going to get stressed out. Nothing bad is ever going to happen to you again. No, that is not what it means. And don't judge that. Again, don't judge yourself by someone else's journey. It's yours. It means that you have the tools to handle it in a way that suits you personally and suits you best. And resiliency impacts us in the fact that when you build resilience, you can adapt better to stressful situations and you can adapt better to challenges and so much more. You can bounce back when things get tough. And the important thing to remember above all else is that none of us are alone in this journey. And it does take a hot minute, but by realizing that you're not alone and finding that community, you can be more resilient in the future. So on that note, speaking of building, time to build. So we can head to the crafting table and get some building done. So as our theme was determining what resilience means when building a community. So when things go wrong, you know you can recover. You can recover from that setback. You can recover from that challenge. And then it's also about being mindful and being present in conversations with your community. Be there, be accountable to your community, be present with your community and listening to them. Of course, when there's a crisis, you should also know who that directly responsible individual or DRI is to help keep that situation under control. If you know who the person is to talk to when something's on fire, that makes your life better and it makes you more resilient because you're not wandering around trying to find the person that can help you. Also, it's about being accommodating. Accommodating looks like different things to different people, but offering accommodations is really important. And you should be sure that you're accommodating your community and meeting their needs as much as you can. Also, resilience can look like fostering equity. If you have a resilient community, should also have an equitable community. Make sure that things are equitable from the start when you're building a community, and that will help them be more resilient because they can work together as a whole. And so you should also try to build resiliency when you're building your community by applying things that you've learned in the past in order to better prepare for that future. So you can, hindsight is 2020, however you want to look at it. Your past influences your future, and that makes you more resilient because you can say, okay, in the past I did this. How can I handle it differently this time? So that's a way to apply that and make your community stronger because you're able to build on what you've learned and take it into the future and make your community better. So creating a strong foundation for a digital community starts with a few things, and we're going to go through them really quick. Talking to your users is first things first. And I don't mean just like casually talking to them. I mean, really talking to them. Understand their needs, what they're using your product for, and connect to them where they're at, not where you want them to be. This is very important. You should always meet people where they're at. And resilience is important because it can be hard to get a community started and you'll face a lot of challenges, but it's really worth it in the long run. So you might be wondering, how do I get started? Do your research. Who is your community? Where do they hang out? Whether it's on Slack, Discord, Reddit, or on Twitter, you should know where your community is and how to reach them. In the end, building a thriving community comes down to one thing: talking to people. And you can't build a community without communication. That is the key. By far, you can't build a community without actually communicating with people. And you might be wondering how you can foster connection in digital communities. Collaboration is key. People love working together. If you play MMOs, you have seen this for better, for worse, in raids, in World of Warcraft. I've seen it for worse. In games like Animal Crossing, having a shared island means you have to work together with your friends and family to make your island beautiful, or you're always the person that's chasing after someone, trying to pick up discarded fruit, trying to replant trees, etc. So working together can be a great way to connect with others, especially during the pandemic. You should also, if you're trying to foster a digital connection in a digital community, consider having a community game night or ask your community which games they want to see you stream if you already have a Twitch for your actual company or at your organization. This is something your dev role and your marketing team would probably really love for you to start, and it's always a fun thing to do. And if you do have that, go ahead, you can start a guild, invite your community, see what you can do together. And first things first, above all, have fun while you're doing it. So that's a wrap for me. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me on the Deserted Island DevOps Discord or on Twitter. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you very much to the team for having me today. The illustrations were done by my wife. And if you want to check out Camunda, you can go to camunda.com/download and give us a like or a share.
Oh my gosh, Ren, thank you so much. And special shout out to your wife, Zabernathi, for those illustrations. They were so good. I love them so much.
They're super cute. I love them.
They're so cute. Who could ask for a better? No, it was perfect. I loved it. And I particularly loved what you have to say about collaboration, because I 100% agree that that's sort of the key to a successful community like this one, where people can participate and talk to each other and help each other. I think that's sort of how we grow. And resilience, such an important quality, but also can be learned off of, failure. So it's important that we have each other's backs when we fail so we can learn to be resilient. And I am just thrilled to bits. I would like everyone to give a very rousing thank you to Rin in the Twitch chat, in the Discord, and on Twitter.